He's commissioned as an Air Force second lieutenant from Michigan State University's Air Force ROTC program back in 1989. His professional Air Force education includes numerous Air Force and DoD advanced studies institutions, including the fact that he was selected as a fellow, and he spent a year at Harvard while a student at the National War College. He was selected for a year's study as a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. His distinguished career included numerous tactical and staff assignments. Notably, this kind of blew me away, General Mansky was a command pilot with over 3,800 flight hours. 281 of them were in combat. His illustrious career culminated in 2019 when he became Commandant of the National War College at Fort McNair, Virginia. The War College is our nation's premier institution for preparing our senior military, State Department, and various other high-level civilian agency leaders in the United States, geopolitical policies, perspectives, plans, and realities. Today, General Mansky and his wife, Stacy, reside in Woodbridge, Virginia. His mother, Martha Jo Mansky, resides here locally in the Plains. His brother, Josh, is a businessman who resides in Nelsonville. And his passion these days, I can relate to this, running competitive obstacle course races. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest speaker this morning, Brigadier General Chad Mansky.
Did you do that? Yeah. Oh, listen. He got his intellect from his mother, and his mother's kind of a chickie, remember?
Greetings, Mayor Patterson,
You're a pal.
Connie. Thank you for your service, Major Patterson. Distinguished guests, veterans, students, faculty, and citizens of Athens and the greater area. I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to everyone joining us this morning and for the Athens Veterans of Foreign Wars for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. Today, we commemorate veterans by saluting their service, to acknowledge that their contributions to our national security are appreciated, and to underscore the fact that all those who served, not only those who died, have sacrificed and done their duty in service to their country. And not only those veterans, but their families who supported them in making their military service possible. Military spouses have had to endure career interruptions, frequent changes of address, and a disproportionate share of parental responsibilities. The children often had to deal with changes in schools, separation from friends, and hardest of all, the uncertainty of whether or not mom or dad will live through their next combat deployment. For the world and our country, 2021 has been a difficult year. From facing the stress and fears of the coronavirus pandemic to overcoming the isolation and aftermath of quarantine to closing a nearly 20-year war in Afghanistan. I'm honored that you've taken the time out of your lives to help ensure Veterans Day remains a special day by your mere presence. 584 days. That was the duration of the U.S. military involvement in World War I, the war to end all wars, culminating in the historic Armistice Agreement on November 11, 1918. On the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month of 1918, an armistice between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect. On November 11th, 1919, Armistice Day, as it was then known, was commemorated for the first time. That same year, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed the day should be, quote, filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, end quote. In 1954, after World War II and the Korean War, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor all veterans who served America in war and defended democracy. And thus, we honor all of our veterans who unselfishly placed their lives on the line for our freedom. Those men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, and their lives, not for recognition or fame, or even the honor we bestow upon them today in ceremonies like this. They fought to protect our country, to maintain our way of life, giving us the very ability to gather freely here today, a luxury not afforded in many parts of the world. As we honor our veterans and remember their great deeds, let us salute and not forget those who are currently fighting for our freedom. As well, Veterans Day isn't just a day for veterans, past or current. It's a day for all Americans. It's a day to remember why they were fighting, and a day for all of us to begin our journey of protecting our freedom and the freedom of many future generations. Veterans don't ask for much. They don't want to be in a special class, but the benefits they receive are a mere drop in the bucket compared to the financial and human cost of war. And while not all veterans see war, all those who served in the military have expressed a willingness to fight if called. Historians have said that Dwight Eisenhower was prouder of being a soldier than he was of being the president of the United States. And while relatively few veterans ever reach the rank of general, pride in one's military service is a bond shared by nearly all who have served. This pride is on display in every obituary page in the country where military service, regardless of how many decades have passed and subsequent achievements reached, is mentioned with the death notice of nearly every deceased veteran. And fewer than 10% of Americans can claim the title veteran. Far less than 1% of our population is currently defending us. Less than 1%. And veterans have given us not only freedom and security, as you heard earlier, but the greatest nation on earth. It is impossible to put a price on that. We must remember them. We must appreciate them, and we will. God bless you all for gathering here. God bless our veterans, and God bless America. Thank you.